Okay, so today I'm going to be showing another video. Today, I'm in my redstone testing world. This is going to be another, a redstone video. And this is what I'm showing off today. You may be wondering precisely what this is, and it's a diagonal flying machine. I finally managed to get one working. This wasn't easy. I managed to do it using slime blocks, honey blocks, technically 3 different parts. Originally, the original idea was 2, but there was an issue, and if I can show you, if I run a design that looks something like this, it looks everything good except that piston's there. And I couldn't fix it. So in the end, I had a different design that also had a separate stage, but I couldn't get it to work properly. So in the end, I did something that looked like this, and after a bit of trial and error, it's working. It should be functioning in this state. I forgot which state I originally activated it in. Yep, it's functioning. It might have issues with lag though, because it's incredibly complex. For stopping, I didn't really develop a method. All I did was place an obsidian block here on that slime block, and in the end it stopped. So either way, basically for this, I don't know what use you have for it. But if you wanted to go diagonally, although honey blocks don't work in the way that they do in Java, in that you can get stuck. You can get stuck on them, and you can move with flying machines. It does not happen in Bedrock, so you're gonna have to use minecarts or something on this. For suggested, you cannot really use this slime part here. In fact, the best part of in reality, what is the best part of the flying machine to use? I don't actually know. Let me count how many blocks, because basically, the moment this slime bit and this bit have to go together, so let me count how many blocks. I might have to design a better one you can use, but yeah, because basically any cargo that you have would have to work diagonally for this. This is basically the grab, which means you'd have to probably have a mechanism looking something like this thing, and this took a lot of time to make, so I'll have to design and figure out precisely how you have a diagonal setup like this for that to function, but either way, it is functional. So I think for now, I don't know if I'll have a tutorial for it. Well, basically, it's pretty simple. We have an upside down L-shaped honey block thing in the center, 2 little redstone blocks here, and then observer here. Here, I think I'm just gonna stop it so I can show. So basically, you have that L, 2 redstone blocks here, a observer here that's connected to and then that's for the basic L shape, and then you have a piston down here right at the bottom of the L, and then for this little extra piece that I had to add to get it to function, there's basically this piston over here sticky, and then there's 2 slime blocks, an observer that's facing into this block, which powers this piston, and then over here we have a normal piston that's next to a block over here that's powered by this observer. Further, we have a line of blocks, 4 blocks long, that goes down here with a piston here on top of it, at the end of 3 of the 4 blocks from the observer here, and then on top there, and then after those 4 blocks, we have an extra 2 going across here with another piston here, and then basically for explanations on the setup, the basic idea is that there's 2 main setups. Now, actually, technically 3 main things that happen. For when it's stopped like this, in reality, the first thing that happens is actually half of one of the things, which is putting this piston back in its proper position. So basically, it moves this piston across, which makes this observer power this guy, which moves this entire thing across, including this guy. This technically causes this one to fire, but that doesn't matter. matter, because basically the thing that's happening next is this redstone block's moved onto this guy, which means that he fires, which moves this redstone block over here, which means that he fires. So it puts it back in this position, and then basically what it does next is this, and then basically that causes this one to fire, which grabs this over, and then this one fires to put it back in place, and then starts the cycle anew. So that's basically how this flying machine functions. So first design, and so, yeah, that piston going out kind of does look like an air often. But yep, this is a really hard one to design, because basically I was originally trying to power from the space above the piston, but I couldn't power from there because originally the piston was actually, the L was much smaller and the piston was where this slime block, this honey block is, that bottom honey block. Okay, basically I tried to put a honey block on the side so I could power it. In Bedrock Edition, honey blocks are solid blocks, so basically you can't actually power through them, which I just recently discovered and I'm surprised by. Basically another thing but that would mean that when this machine pushed this across, it would push this piston out of place and break the whole machine. So that one was really challenging, but I like this design. I'm gonna stop it. I'm also gonna stop it before it gets out of range of the testing world. There. So that's my complete design. So, bye, see you in the next video.